You are my friend. I never knew it till then. My friend. Lord, when I hold your hand. Because I see your face whenever you're near. I don't know the words. I don't know the words. I remember that song by Patti LaBelle, rolling on the ground, telling him, hey, about friendship. Okay, people. Hey, Rainey, Christina, Sable. I want to talk about this situation going on with Wally and Treecy. I think it's just a sad thing. And I've seen it over and over and over again. Right? These YouTube friendships, they fall apart basically because of clicks and views, for one thing. And other people trying to turn other YouTubers against one YouTuber. In other words, I've been through this trial. I have been through the trial that every time I said Treecy's name, people would tell me everything she's ever done. They would go in and tell me what she said about a child 2 years ago. She would go and tell me what she said about this and what she said about that. And the whole point was to turn me against that woman. Now, so those two have been falling out now, right? I thought it was cute the way Treecy would always lift up Wally. I thought it was cute, but I know Wally can't be trusted. Wally's not a bad person. Wally is a decent guy, but he will turn on you on a dime, right? You can't take him very seriously. But I'm a little surprised at him because he went to Florida and he came out hating Treecy, right? Now, whatever she's accused of, I don't see that anything is new. He's talking about comments that were made about a child years ago, a couple of years ago. These people, Wally, are cutthroat. This is the big league, honey. You cannot be judging people by what they do in their beefs, in their arguments. If you like somebody, just like them. Don't let other people turn your head against your friends because there are not that many of them around, honey. You can't eliminate everybody. So I just think it's kind of sad because I've been through that process. Every time I open my mouth, every time I say the name Treecy, I get people jumping on down my throat telling me what Treecy did. And my conversation becomes all about Treecy. Now, I saw this with Rico. Those two were tight. She was always lifting up Rico. And when they turn hard. Why? Because people want to see a beef. Oh, you're in an argument. That was sad to me, sad to watch. And now we have the same thing with Wally. And I can tell that whatever Miss Treecy says, she's a strong woman and all that, she is hurt by this. Because only moments before he turned on her, he was lifting her up, saying he was the most talented person in Florida. So I know they got to him because of the things that were coming out of his mouth. I've been through that process. People, I like who I like. That's it. Like who you like. Don't get all up in each other's business. Yes, you have to keep some distance from people sometimes because you don't agree with everything they do. When I was in the streets, I used to have to deal with gangsters. Gangsters. Now, my best street friend. Now, okay, I'm taking one of my stories. This guy looked like a college student, right? Very attractive black man. We were both arriving in San Francisco about the same time, right? We started talking like on the steps of this place where I used to deal at and so forth. And I thought this was just a nice guy, nice, good-looking guy, good personality and all this kind of stuff, right? So we became friends. Later, I was to find out that this man was a very dangerous crack dealer, right? Now, I was selling drugs myself, so there was no judgment there. But people would always tell me, oh, what he did. Oh, I can't believe what he did. I can't believe. Well, I could not afford to get involved in all of that man's business and how he handles his business, right? I liked him. He liked me. And all through the time that I was in that life, 10 years, me and him in and out of prison, whatever, we never fell out, right? Because it was my friend. I knew, don't borrow no money from this dude. You be risking your life. I knew there were certain boundaries. When some of his customers come in, I go out because I didn't want to know all of his business. And I don't want nobody knowing all mine. My point in that story is choose your friends. Don't let other people choose your friends for you by telling you all the bad shit they did. No, Wally, I'm addressing you because you were so upset because this girl, apparently, you're accusing her of calling the police. She said she didn't call the police. She called some other agency and they could have called the police. However it worked out. That's where I would pull out, right? I don't know anything about it. I don't want to know anything about it. I know these people in a limited kind of a way. In a limited kind of way, we connect. So I respect you more than anything else. Anyway, so I heard your story, Wally. And then today you release a video telling these people how if anybody come to where you live, to Dallas, you call the police. He going to jail. Rico said something. Oh, he going to jail. So you said about maybe 10 times that whoever came to you were going to put Rico in jail and anybody else in jail if they crossed you in any kind of way. So I said, wait a minute. I thought calling the police was a no-no. I thought we just heard the great speech about calling the police. I hate the idea of calling the police. I'll tell you that right now. I was in total agreement with you. But when I saw you turn around and say the same thing to somebody else, I said, what, is this dude really mad or is this just clicks and views? Or is this just being brainwashed? Are these the views of someone else? Because these people do dangerous things, I know that nasty, honey. I am not about to get in none of these women's arguments. I don't, they dig low. They look low and deep. So I know not to get in other people's arguments, but that don't mean you can't have a friend. I thought you and Treecy, you understood each other and you did have a friendship, but it's the same goddamn thing that keeps on happening, ain't it? And eventually you end up with nobody. That's why I have to pull back, stay out of these people's business. Don't tell me shit about nobody else. You say she's a vicious person and all that. It wouldn't surprise me. I don't care. I don't care. If I like you, I like you. I'm not going to turn on you because somebody else will say it, honey. Anyway, how y'all doing? How y'all doing today? I wish I did know that song. That was a beautiful song, wasn't it? You Are My Friend, Patti LaBelle. Oh my goodness, a lot of people in here. Hi guys. How are y'all? Well, we just see another one bites the dust. Every time we see somebody, some YouTube friendship, they end up falling out, get some views for 2 or 3 days, and then it's stuck with nothing, with nobody. So I just think it's kind of sad. I think he kind of hurt that girl's feelings no matter what she says. There are things about Treecy, Treecy likes to go in on people's health and stuff like that, which I don't like that. So I don't look at it. Right? But these are vicious people. These are sharks, honey. You in the shark tank want everybody act like a goldfish. No. They're emotional killers, Wiley and others. Why I was just watching Patti sing that song. Oh, you are my friend. My friend. My friend. Oh, when I hold your hand. Did that woman lay down on the ground and roll around on the ground? Was that the song? It's still here on YouTube. Roll around on the ground, honey. Patti was something else. Patti was something else. What is the other song she sang? How maybe this applies here too. How is it that two people who laugh together, love together, sometimes don't say things that are too vicious, people, because you might want to come back to that friendship. You might want to rethink that one, right? Treecy ain't no perfect person. She said all this stuff about about the HIV stuff. I hate that stuff. I don't get involved in it. Some people, they made a big thing out of checking children or something. What do you call it? What, I don't even know. That she would go coming after children, whatever. But Five-A blew that whole damn thing up. Five-A come on there, Five Monster, excuse me. Her name is Five Monster. Five Monster come on there and dragging her child into every conversation. Like it was a prop. Then she say, oh, you can't say nothing about kids. We didn't know you had a kid. Why are you dragging your kid on stage with these monsters, honey? You ain't the only monster. And then they all amazed when somebody says something about them. Stop using your children as props. Be a mother in mother time. You come on here, don't bring your family on here, honey. Don't bring your family on here. Why would you give these people opportunity when they get mad at you to see the worst thing they can say? Yeah, sometimes you say something stupid. I'm sure the person regrets saying something that dumb, but it's just something that happens when you're arguing with people. So if they don't know nothing about your damn family, how are they going to say something about your family? Leave them out of it. That's what I think. Anyway, you know what other song I like? I used to sing a song with my lover. I said that I never, wait a minute. I said that I never let another lover take my place, break my heart, baby. I said I never would, but if you ask me to, I just might change my mind, walk back in your space forever. If you ask me to. Isn't that beautiful? That's on here too, on YouTube. I don't even buy CDs and anything like that. I mean, no iPod, nothing. I can just go right on YouTube and see the live performances. Game on. Elaine Berry. How you guys? April Aries. Y'all notice I call out the names that I can easily pronounce. You were just watching Patty sing that song? Mm. Yeah, that was a good one, honey. Hey, Uncle Tim. Mm-hmm. Hi, everyone. Hi, Lauren. RJ Supreme. So y'all been watching that drama over there? Some people say, oh, that's not your business. Well, what is our business, honey? What the hell are we doing on here? The beef sector, I tell you what the beef sector is. The beef sector is talking about each other. If you're talking about each other, then you're in the beef sector. You're talking about celebrities, you're out of the beef sector. Right? You're talking about crime, you're out of the beef sector. But this thing essentially is talking about each other. So anyway, I think it's kind of sad. And it's suspicious to me that Wally is coming under the influence of other people where they have told them all their gripes with Treecy. Have your own battles, honey. You know that woman ain't no damn angel. You say you didn't know this, you didn't know that, you're lying. It's a lie. It's all public. It's all on here. We're watching this shit every day. You have been convinced that you have to be against a certain person, another person. So you're letting people influence you. Don't do that. You got a problem with her? Let her know. I've never discussed the fact I hate that she goes on with this 3 letters and this AIDS and stuff like that. I mean, AIDS is just not all that any goddamn way, because here we are in an epidemic that can kill you in a month. So why are you worrying about something I done had over 30 years? That ain't nothing. You might well make fun of my diabetes if I had it. I don't have it, but whatever. That ain't no big deal, honey. But I hate it. So you have to keep a certain amount of distance. But I still really like the woman. I still think she's entertaining. I laugh. Makes me laugh. I don't dig all in her personal life. I don't go in there and try to take the knife out of her hand, honey. If that's the way she fights, that's the way she fights. They fight that way too. All the ones that complain about the way people fight, they fight worse. You talking about people's dry pussies and shit like that? That you think it's not painful? You can't have a baby? Isn't that a big part of a woman's life? And you think that's a joke? Make fun of it? You think dead people in caskets, that's a joke? You make fun of that? But you're so moral. You're all concerned about what that woman do. You play dirty. You are barracudas. So you have to keep a certain amount of distance, people. But you think you like somebody, oh, she makes me laugh. She makes me tickle. And some of y'all do. Y'all just pretend like you're haters, but you still watch. That girl's doing fine. Her numbers are fine, honey. But Wally, what do you call it when you get recruited? What's that thing when they used to talk about? They used to talk about terrorists. What was that process when you turn people, against certain people? There was a process for it. You've been, you guys know. Let me see if anybody knows. Let me see if anybody knows. Oh my God, all these people. She put the address out where they were in Orlando. What is the address going to do, honey? I mean, like I said, Jasmine, they play dirty, honey. They ain't none of them innocent. No, not one. Let he that is without sin cast the first stone. Y'all make that woman act worse. You do. You're not encouraging any of the good parts of her or the funny parts of her, nothing like that. Y'all want to fight with knife fights. Wally, yeah, I'm totally against calling the police on anybody. I will be that way forever. You guys see how they treat black people. That incident that's going on in Wisconsin right now. You see how they shot that man in the back 7 times? And then they got a shooter 2 days later, white man, walking down the middle of the street with the gun. Everybody around saying, that's the shooter. That is the killer. That is the shooter. And all them white cops went right past him. He just walked off into the sunset with an AR, what you call it, AR something, AR-15, strapped to his chest. He came to surrender himself. It looked like his hand was up. He's walking right towards the police. What did they do? They went right past him. Anybody want to think, do one of you believe that a black dude could have done that? Dead bodies on the ground, a loaded gun in the middle of the street, walking towards the police. What would his chances have been? Lord, that was a hobo or something. I took that straight. What? She put the address out. Okay. Yeah. Anytime you call, well, he kind of jumped. I mean, why would Wally, they gonna come in there and shoot Wally? But the point remains the same. You guys should not be calling police. You should not be calling FBI. You should be doing. I don't agree with any of it. But not one team is not no better than the other team. Everything the Fire Monster accused Treecy of doing, she does the same stuff or worse. They have done the exact same thing. They are mirror images, honey. But one team gets to you and fills your head with propaganda about this one person. Stay out of women's business, honey. I don't want to hear that shit. You're lucky if you find somebody that you like, because you gotta like them to watch them. If you ain't liking, you got a case against everybody. Eventually, all you're going to watch is yourself. Listen to yourself talk. Everybody else, you got a problem with. Now, Wally, I thought you were a better person than that. No, I'm not saying, of course, you found out things that you didn't know necessarily about Treecy. But I've been in that group, and I know how they do. You are a man. Be a man, honey. I'll decide who I like and don't like. That's it. I'll decide. For your own reasons. Don't be telling us stories about, oh, you said something, you said 3 lines to somebody 2 years ago. That's not legitimate. People shouldn't even expect you to do that. But they do that. They want to turn everybody against Miss Treecy. Meanwhile, she's sitting back collecting money. She ain't hurting. Treecy is the common denominator. It can't be everyone else. Y'all play the game, honey. I just thought it was interesting the way while they were in the house, she was still promoting him. Same with Rico. She was promoting him into the flip. I said, girl, don't let nobody come in there and flip you. Y'all still didn't tell me what they do about those damn terrorists, what they do. There's a word for that. Please help your uncle. What is the word for that? When the people have brainwashed you, essentially, or recruited you. Y'all ain't gonna tell me. Okay, all right. Wally destroyed a library. Over 30K worth of damage while naked, screaming, Emmett Till. Did he not think he was going to get teased? He's lucky he didn't get shot. I am just me. Has Wally come and told you 130 times? No more than that. 300 times that he is bipolar? Did he not tell you that? Has he not discussed this damn library incident? The boy has a mental illness. We should be celebrating that he's able to come on here and be a productive member of society and support himself through his own contributions. because he has this mental illness. Has y'all seen Wally coming online just screaming and taking his clothes off and waving and wing in the thing? No, he's built a following. Wally ain't no bad guy. The one thing in common with all these people who going on this show thing, they all end up liking Wally. He's a decent person. So he has a mental illness. So he had a mental break. Maybe that changed his whole world, honey. I wish you can get a shot of me in that goddamn world. I mean, when I was doing drugs, one time I was walking. Lord have mercy. There's a city hall here. I was doing drugs. I had been up maybe 3 or 4 days, right? I was a drug dealer, right? So I was always paranoid because people were always trying to get you. You know, you were always thinking who's setting you up. It's not a very pleasant life, really. But you've been up that long. I got all the way to City Hall, and there's a ditch around City Hall, which usually was where if you had an incident, or people were attacking City Hall, the police would be there. It's like a ditch. But I went down in the ditch thinking people were after me, right? But the thing about the ditch is you can't get out of it. So when people started going to work in the morning, I was covered with mud and shit. I've been in that damn ditch all night long, honey. People were all around. Throwing my rope. They had to call a fire department to get me out the ditch. Now, that I would consider that a mental break. Does that make me a monster? You concerned about the library? I am just me. Just donate. You can donate. They are fishing for content. Yeah, it's all about content, but I hate to see people sell their soul for content. It don't last. Only thing you get out of it is nothing. Now, when they done had their little beef and back and forth a couple of days, now they done lost another friend. Another one bites the dust. Wally's a snake. Wait a minute. I thought Wally was the angel and Treecy was the snake. Make up your mind. You start digging into anybody, honey. They're all snakes. We're all on here. We got to come in. What's up? Y'all don't understand. See, when you first start off, you start out having fun on YouTube, right? Eventually, let's say you get a check for, I don't know, $1,000. They say Treecy's getting somewhere around there. You're getting $1,000 a month, right? If that is your income, your only income, right? It's all about the clicks and views, honey. So when you run out of clicks and views, when you run out of content, we're always looking for content. So we start throwing each other into the water, honey. Get your ass out there, bitch. Excuse me. I'm just saying. It's all about the clicks and views. If you're paying your rent by clicks and views, honey, you got to do it. You have to, but you don't have to sacrifice people to do it. There's all kind of stories out there, honey. But no, these YouTubers, they turn on each other. And they all say, I thought everybody loved Wally a minute ago. Now, Wally's a snake? Okay, let me keep up. Whoo, I got to open this window again. Excuse me. Excuse me, dope. Get out of the way, boy. Burning up again. Okay, let's hope the train don't come by. Whoo, that feels good. Where is Duchess Kelly Love? That is the question of the day. I was just online with Duchess Kelly Love yesterday with James Caldwell. And soon after that, he disappeared. So, baby, stop. It looks like he's taking his page down for whatever reason. Now, I don't know what the reason is. It doesn't look like, well, when you put Duchess Kelly Love in the thing up there, any video that his name appears in, it'll come up. This video is not available. So we've been through this with several people. We saw that the dead person did that recently. We saw that the other guy, Armand Wiggins show, did that. Came back a couple of days later. I don't know what people's motives are. I don't know if somebody caused trouble for that boy or what. But for the moment, that's just Kelly Love is missing. He's missing in action. You see what I mean about being dirty? Dirty. Girl, you think you're doing fine. These people will erase your income, honey, in a heartbeat for a click and a view. That's the problem with feeding off each other. You see? Let it be fluid. You got to beef with somebody, go in there and get yours, and then get your ass back out for to eat you up. Mm-hmm. So anybody else got any updates on Good Duchess Kelly Love? I didn't look after the first time. I saw he was gone this morning, though. See, I love me some Wally. That's right, Miss Energy. I like Wally. He'll turn on my ass. I don't interview with him because I figure, oh, shit. I'm gonna get in there and Wally gonna start talking about prison. I find it all amusing. I'm not a person that has a lot of secrets. I'm not ashamed of things that I do. If I'm ashamed of them, I don't do them. Right? Pink says, I like Wally. Business is business. You have to cut off a few heads. Say the B word. I've been doing so much better. I am so proud of myself. I am so proud of myself. I do not use the B word. One of my subscribers told me about a couple of them didn't like the way I went off on Nicole Tyler. And since then, I have avoided that word. I am so surprised because the B word, you can watch the movie. I mean, anywhere you go, you can use the B word. They use it on regular TV now. So that's an accomplishment. I could say, well, I can eliminate that word if it's that offensive to people. People say faggot. I could do without that word. I could do all my readings and all my stuff. I can do it without that word. So I know it'll pop back up now and again, but I'm doing a whole lot better there, Mr. Supreme. Whole lot better. I was watching this thing. What's this show? Everybody's been talking about this show, right? I was just talking about it the other day. What's it called? Whatever. Is it P Valley? The town is P Valley. Let me see. I know y'all know everything. Anyway, I forget the name of it now. It's called P something. About all these dancers. P Valley. Okay, that's the name of it. Well, before I say, well, I refuse to sign up for any more television stuff, right? I'm tired of these people. They have one good show. I sign up for it. I forget all about it. And now I've been paying them for 3 years only because I like one show. But a friend of mine called me last night and said, oh, P Valley is free. Stars is free for the next, 10 days or something like that. So today and last night I went, that's the information. If you guys haven't seen P Valley, you can go to Stars right now if you have cable, and it is free. So I binge watched all 6 episodes last night and this morning. I like this thing with these episodes because what I'm finding about movies is it's very hard to put a story in and conclude it in an hour and a half. That's why all these murder things, they get rushed, parts that get skipped through because they all got to get to that 90-minute mark, right? But in these series, you can watch them for hours and hours and hours. So I watch people, they use a whole lot more than B. Everybody's a B. Everybody, male or female, is a B, right? So I'm not saying I'll never use that word again. I never cuss again. I mean, it's all foul language, right? But I think I've been doing a whole lot better. And I like the series. I watched, there's 6 series on there. You can go and watch that and be done with it by tomorrow for free. I don't know why for free is so important to me, but it is. I got cable bills, $150. Netflix. Well, those are cheap ones, but you got so many of them, you know. Now I got Amazon Prime. It's another $12. So you add all that shit up, honey, you know, you're paying $200-300 for cable. I mean, for watching television. Television, you basically don't watch. Anyway, if y'all haven't seen that series, it's free right now on Stars. Okay. When I click on his notifications, it says private. Okay, so that means he's privated his videos for whatever reason. He might be washing them. If somebody's giving him a hard time about some particular individual, sometimes I'd imagine you can just go in there and take out all videos involving that person or something you don't want to be seen, right? We don't know. We don't know. Kelly Love likes to joke a lot, so we might not get the real answer. He says his husband got a wife and all his people in the basement and all that kind of stuff. So we don't know he'll spend it the way he wants to spend it. Oh no, please don't get misconstrued. Wiley is messy. Of course he's messy. And I wouldn't trust him as far as I could throw him. But if we're looking at online personalities and content outside of YouTube mess, he has. Okay. They're entertainers. You ain't got to like these people, or you can love them, whatever. I mean, we all got followers. Wally's been doing all right. I think he's got like 10,000 people following him. 11,000 people. He's a fun guy. I mean, he's an interesting person. And I hate to see them fall out just for the sake of falling out. Now I see Miss J. Dunn is over there cussing out James Caldwell. That was right before I saw this. So I said, what the fuck what's the use, honey? What's the use of even coming on here? Everybody fighting all the time. I say, just don't go, but don't take too much. Don't go too deep, people. Leave enough space where you can, is a possibility that you can make up. You can make up. To break up, that's all we do. First you love me, then you hate me. That's a game for fools. That's all I'm saying. Okay. All right. We know Wally's messy. Wally used to go in there and tell people he had an exclusive interview with me. I said, I haven't even talked to Wally. Lord have mercy. But remember, this is the same person you guys are accusing of being mentally ill. So I'd say he's doing pretty good. He's bipolar and he's got all these issues and so forth. You know, he's paying his rent. And he's consistent. He's always here, right? Some people, the reason why they fell on her, or they never produce any income or anything, is because they're just in and out. You know, they make a video and then 2 weeks later they make a video and stuff like that. He is committed to this thing. So, you know, get him for what you want. Sometimes these people are talking about shit I don't like. I just don't watch it. I don't take these people seriously, and I don't think none of them's perfect. Even the whole one's supposed to be holy. That's what kills me when they start all turning everything to Jesus, my savior. Messiest damn things on here. Yet they want to read scripture. Y'all watch P Valley. What about that mother, honey? Stole all her daughter's money and then found out she was a hoe herself at one point. But now she's saved and holy, but she's still coming to rob her own damn daughter. So the daughter had to whoop her ass and put her in jail. Lord have mercy. You can, like Wally, just can't trust him. Now, it's not like you can't trust him. He's going to steal something from you. It's not that kind of dislike. It's just like you might think that he is for you and he will turn on you and read you and all that kind of stuff, right? I don't think the reads are particularly deep. And sometimes the guy's pretty smart. I mean, you got to be pretty smart to read people. So, yeah, you're right. I don't trust him. You'll be on there. Wally's known for these ambush videos. Did you sell your ass on the street? Lord have mercy. No, you got to feed him with a long handle spoon. But I enjoy both of those guys. I do. I like them. You know, a lot of times I don't. A lot of times with the women, it's just women talk, you know. It's not that interesting to me. And when they get to going at it, honey, now one is not better than the other one. And all the things they accuse each other of, they all do the same damn shit. So just admit it. Don't fuck with me. Girl, I have no limits. I don't know. Sometimes DKL, Duchess Kelly Love, has to re-energize his spirit when things get too negative on here. Were they negative yesterday? I was on there with him and James Caldwell. I hope he takes the time he needs. I'll be front and center when he comes back. Okay. He didn't say nothing about going on a trip. Him and his partner, they do travel. I don't know why you would take your stuff down, though, because it may not pay you a lot, but it's still an income. Oh, my God, Wally showed up. Oh, hi, Wally. Wally. I don't know why I call Wally. Okay, let's see what Wally says. See, we don't know. We gotta see what kind of mood he's in. Thank you, Uncle Tim. I go live every day. I'm the hardest working man. Oh, he's James Brown on YouTube. Okay, hardest working man in show business. You all right with me, Wally? But I do wish you give you and Treecy could work your problem out, because that girl was really, really liking on you for a long time. Now, you went to this place. I know. I've been through it. I know exactly what you went through. And they done told you everything that Treecy did. And every time you try to talk about what you're doing, they turn the conversation back to Treecy. Oh, but you said Treecy's name. Oh, you went on Treecy's girl. I said, what is this shit with Treecy, honey? Do I look like Treecy? So I know what you've been through. But don't let these people now change your mind about people on here. So that girl showed you a lot of respect. It was the same thing with Rico. Your turn hard. So before you say too much, I'm just saying take a look at what is going on and where it happened and when it happened. Her calling the police is not news to anybody on here, honey. To say that you never heard of it and you never knew about it, we can't buy that one, Wally. Her and that fire monster have been calling the police on each other for quite a while. But I do agree with you about calling the police. I do not like that. I've never liked it. I didn't like it when I was a criminal, and I don't like it that I'm not a criminal. You can get somebody seriously hurt. Y'all see every other week how they treat black people. Right? Then they didn't make it so hard that a whole lot of us, people who are on the street and so forth, they got warrants. So as soon as that police car show up, you don't know if the person is going to run or not. They might run. I got a warrant. They make it to where anybody who's doing anything has got a warrant. Anyway. I'm hoping that thing works out for you guys. Strategic. Okay, Wally. All right, Wally, you ready? You ready? Put your big boy panties on. Okay. Wally is strategically messy. Okay. The Wally show. Hey, love. See, that's a lover. Hi, Wally, says Jasmine. Hey, the Wally show. See, that is maybe we all got lovers and distractors. Tell the company that you're having a hard time. Okay, I heard of that. I'm not really having a hard time though with the cable company, and I know there'll be times when I will. So I'm saving that because they only do it a couple of times, Wanda. That the cable company will cut your bill in half. But you're saying they're doing it now, especially because of COVID, because a lot of people are not working and so forth. I can save a few dollars. I mean, I don't mind that. They have cut mine though more than once. Behind the throne. Yeah, Wally, you hit that girl in the knees, honey. And she didn't see it coming because only moments before you turned on her, she was singing your praise. Saying you're the only one worthwhile on that whole trip. Just something to think about. Steve Urkel said, Tim, you sure columns and busts. You ain't lying. I do. I like a classic look. That was my great failure. I wanted to be an interior designer. But I started working in showrooms, right? In LA, they got whole neighborhoods for interior designers. And I became assistant manager of this fabric showroom, right? So I was dealing with decorators, designers all day. And what I noticed was the people, the lead designer, the head designer, the person who owned the company, they made a good living, right? But all those people who went to school and got their AA and BAs and all that, all the workers, they didn't make any more money than I was making. They might as well be working retail because only the senior designer made any money. So I got discouraged about that. And I got discouraged about it. And I think that might have been a part of the reason I ended up on dope and just having fun, having sex and all that kind of stuff. I got disillusioned about that industry. And I worked in it. I worked in the perimeter of it in showrooms for about 4 or 5 years. But yeah, I always like that classic look. Mm-hmm. Who the heck is going to take on James? I don't know, Linda. Linda B. I said this must be a suicide mission. Jay Dunn, I met her too in Atlanta. She was nice. But now they done fell out, apparently. Yes, there'll be a cleanup there. I mean, as long as it don't get too nasty, too dirty. I mean, it's kind of what we do on here, right? But I wouldn't want that. There's a whole lot of them here. That's just plain respect. I'm not getting. I ain't getting in no argument with Deanna Irving. I ain't getting no argument with James Caldwell. I am not asking for no whippings, honey. I'm not a masochist. But it's not because I'm afraid of them. If I were really angry or something, but I don't. I just respect them. I respect them. They know what they're doing. So why would you throw yourself under that? I don't know. Unless they came at you really, really hard. But a big part of this sector here is we talk about each other. Columns and bus. I should show you my living room sometime, Steve Arco. Look at my little video, apartment tour video. I probably have about 20 of these damn columns in my house. And I go on little kicks, right? Sometimes I'll get way into rugs, and I just start by buying rugs. You know, I'm looking for rugs. As many times it's bust and whatever. I used to love to go to the junk shop. That was my thing for years. But even before this corona hit, they started closing down. So now you have to go to the consignment shops, which cost a whole lot more money. But at least the consignment shops have the better stuff. You know, when you were going to Goodwill and all that kind of stuff, it's just every once in a while. I got this lady. Let me show you. This is one of my Goodwill finds. Come here, lady. Get your ass over here. Come on. Oh, look at her. Oh, Marie Antoinette. Look at her. She's covered in gold leaf paint. A little dusty. I got this from the Goodwill, right? So I used to love to find things in the Goodwill. Salvation Army and stuff like that. It was a challenge. Ooh, that girl is dusty, honey. I got it. I'm falling down on my dusting. That's one thing about collecting a bunch of shit. You got to dust it constantly. Okay, Jay Dunn must be crazy. Jay Dunn must be crazy. Jay Dunn, you don't want that barracuda on your tail, honey. All right, pick your fights. Y'all see that hater maker today? The hater maker did yet another video on Andrew Caldwell. Y'all check out the hater maker. He's funny. Let's see where we're going. Call it live. Hey, Tiffany J, you call it live? What's the difference in catching a live and catching a replay? I guess you can't comment live, you know. Okay. That's my song. Oh, y'all see Wally done showed up. Y'all stop talking shit about Wally show. Uh-huh. Yeah, you just pick who you like, honey, and just stick by what you believe. You believe this is a horrible monster? You know. I just like who I like. Rico still want Wally's buns. Okay. Rico. I don't mind Rico. Rico's a young, you guys got to realize I'm 30 and 40 years older than most of these people. I just think of him as just a young person finding his way, you know. But him and Wally, they like being enemies. They enjoy themselves. Yeah, I don't think we got to worry too much about James. I am a little concerned about what happened to Duchess Kelly Love. Hell, Kelly Love ain't working. This is his job right now. I think I suspect. Okay. Rita said, right. Wally is right where I am. Okay, y'all got this young language where y'all abbreviate things. Where I am at, don't come on YouTube live and give out my address to the masses. That's putting my life in danger. Yeah, How many serial killers though have really showed up at people's house and did damage? I'm curious about that. Because people are always talking about their information. Oh, my information was out there. Oh, I don't give a goddamn. I have all the equipment I need in here. If somebody want to come through that damn door, I have to give you props because you were a bold motherfucker coming up in here. So I didn't realize a lot of them are ladies, but same thing's been done to Treecy. Look what that dead man did to Treecy's house. Driving around it, showing where it's at. Oh, I didn't show the address. I didn't show the apartment number. I'm showing everything around it. What kind of shit is that? It's the same goddamn thing, honey. All the things they complain about, they do the same motherfucking thing. I'm just telling you. From my observation, generally speaking, they all do the same thing. Yeah, don't be putting people's address. I mean, I hate all that stuff. I hate all that doxing shit. All of it pisses me off. That's why I can't watch a lot of it. I just say these people, they play with daggers, you know, but that's what they do. I'm not going to turn to you because of the way you get down or the way you fight. But if it's not entertaining to me, I just don't look at it. And the person, nobody holy, honey. Ain't nobody holy but Jesus. I am enjoying that P-Town though. Or P whatever it is. P Valley. Wally, you say you are a sit-down comedian, no different than Kevin Hart or Monique. Oh, you in the coin. If you like Kevin Hart, you in the coin, honey. But Wally, you mix things up because you go from serious to comedian. We don't know when you're joking or when you're bullshitting. I mean, are you really mad at Treecy? I think you're capable of being honest on that level. But yeah, be entertaining, you know. Wally sound like a snake. Well, comedians are snakes, aren't they? When y'all go see comedians, don't they make fun of how big your head is and all that kind of stuff? Comedians, they're regular, don't they insult the audience? Isn't that part of the act? So maybe Wally just sees this is all part of the act. But I do believe that you hurt that girl's feelings now. She's trying to come on hard and, you know, I'm tough. I don't care about anything. But I do believe that you hurt her feelings because she came hard for you. She came hard for both of you, you and Rico. And to see that disintegrate over some stuff that happened a year ago or whatever, I mean, like it's surprising stuff. Those people, they put that in your head, you know, and they won't stop. One time I was over there on Sean Bradley's show. I mean, I couldn't believe all they talked about was Treecy. I said, does anybody give a fuck about me? What about me? What about me? But you call Treecy. What Treecy did. Don't fall for it, Wally. Don't fall for it, honey. And you ain't got to go all the way in that pit just because y'all had a disagreement. Just be fair with people. Don't all turn on one person. That's nasty. You know, Treecy, she does come on acting like she's tough, but look what she's up against. A fine monster. I won't mention the others. Hey, the Whitey Show. They love you, Whitey. What else happened today? Wally, what happened to, you still here? What happened to Duchess Kelly Love? She's missing. He'll probably be back on by tomorrow. Who knows? If you took your whole damn channel down, it might be you want to do a little cleaning up. Right? Go and wash your whole channel of certain people. He seems like he may be on the spectrum or he has some sort of developmental disorder. And if he does get arrested, I don't think the police would treat him well. I mean, that's true. But has he lied about having a mental difficulty or mental illness? I've seen him talk about it several times. While it can be really silly and untruthful, and he can be extremely honest. The honest part is what's going to take him to where he needs to go. If he decides to write, don't write no book full of bullshit, Wally, if you're still here. I don't know nobody want to hear no spin. So if you can go and you can write and you can tell the truth. People have teased me about what's in my book, but I don't give a goddamn anything about you. It's about me. It is cathartic, as they say. Don't waste your time writing no bullshit, no Trump book. Although I think all of Trump books are probably pretty accurate because they're all basically saying the same thing about his characteristics. I don't see it as much different than any of them. That boy done had about 30 books written about him already. He's not even out of office yet. They're still writing books about the Kennedys from the 60s. So you can imagine what they're going to write about Trump when he can't hurt them. Wally is live on Patreon. How the hell is he talking to us on here and he's live on Patreon? I don't get the Patreon thing. I mean, I think it could be an honorable thing if you're willing to put the time in to go over there and give people something they're not getting for free, right? If I can just get, I mean, if I'm getting the same thing on here as I'm getting it on there, but a lot of them really into this Patreon thing. I guess you can do more, you can cuss more, you can whatever, but they always have to promote their Patreon. But we know people on here making a living, right? I mean, I hope we understand that. I don't have that much more to give, honey. I give it all just what I feel right here. Even this live thing was a stretch because it took a long time for me to get into it. But I like it now. Okay, so he's live over there, so he's not really on here necessarily. He's just coming checking in. Maybe he's got a couple of screens going. Sephora, last I checked, it was gone. We've experienced this before. I guess that dead person, he's still gone, right? Or they say he's coming back and talking shit again. I don't know. I don't know if the old videos are back or what. But Armand Wiggins did that thing. He was gone for what, 2 or 3 days? But taking your old videos down, I don't know how much sense that makes. Because even though they don't bring in a lot of revenue, when you make them live right now, you know, you might get 1,000 views. But if you look at it a few months later, it might be 3,000 views that you get on that. So it's always making income. I guess pretty much all of us are stuck at home. So if you can make money online, I don't know where you would take your chef stuff down now. Who is Sister Boo? Hi, Sister Boo. Oh, Deborah Mitchell must be carrying on. She getting messages, distracted and carrying on. What you doing, Deborah? Be nice. Him as such. Okay, that's the issue. And I'm not sure why his family isn't doing anything. Or maybe they are, and we just don't see it. It's hard to watch. You're talking about Wally again? I don't know. I think he's doing fine. He's doing better than Andrew. You ought to see that thing with that boy. What's his name? Hater Maker with Andrew today. That was funny. It's always funny when Andrew shows his body. Lord have mercy. But both of them, you got to give them their props, honey. I mean, Wally's not nearly on the spectrum of Andrew, but they ain't so crazy. They don't know how to go out and make a living. Oh, you're responding to Andrew Caldwell. Yeah, that's another case. Andrew's a whole different animal than Wally. Okay, I hear you, Al. Yeah, he is. But I've seen pictures of Andrew's family. No shade. They look like he might have inherited a lot of that. I think his mom might have issues. His sister has issues. So Andrew said himself that he was born when they diagnosed him with mild retardation when he was born, right? And so, you know, I guess he's doing it. He's being all he can be. Somehow or other, he's able to hold an audience. You got to give him credit. I mean, most people who have that much going on in their head are not really functioning as well as he is. So we don't know, honey. People find him entertaining, apparently. Andrew is a class by himself. Andrew Caldwell. Andrew is the court jester. James, you are. No, okay. Y'all talking to each other. Okay. That's all right. Let me see. Praying for you. Houston. Oh, okay. Those hurricanes. Houston and Louisiana. That's pretty. They don't hit hard, honey. I always wonder, why do people move to these places that have hurricanes every year? But they say the same thing about California. We have constantly having wildfires every year and earthquakes. We have mild earthquakes. Every once in a while, every few years, it'll hit hard. But I guess all the states have something. Flooding. I think it's also reflected in how much things cost. Right? That's why some places are you can buy a damn mansion for a couple $100,000. Other places you buy a studio apartment for the same price, like here. It could have to do with some of the I don't think retardation is his problem. No, but that's what he said. He said he was born with mild retardation. Not complete, but his features are sort of look that way too. And his features of his sister. So his problem is more than just surface, though. I mean, we laugh about he's become famous about his sexuality, like we give a shit, really. But aside from his sexuality, he's a very confrontational person. I mean, I was scared for him during these riots because he was talking to the police like they were homeless people. Get on him! Get your hands off me! Ah! These motherfuckers with loaded guns pointing at his head, and he's brushing them off. So he's in an altercation. We only see the ones that somebody has filmed. He's in an altercation every couple of weeks. So he's got all kind of issues. And he still walks like a woman. I don't. Some people say, well, your walk doesn't say that much. But I think I disagree. When you walk behind Andrew and walk behind William McCrae, you look like you think you're walking behind a woman. And then he got all the the little flats with the back cut out and all this kind of the mannerism. It ain't going nowhere, honey. It's who you are. So Indiana had bad winters. Oh, that's where I'm from. I used to hate the snow in Indiana. Oh, God, below zero. That's a big part of the reason why I left People Wonder. But my whole family still lives there in Indianapolis. I guess I should plan a trip there. I don't know. I've been away too long, honey. I love Houston. Okay. So you having problems in Houston right now? I haven't checked the news in the last couple of hours. You guys are expecting a storm, though, right, in Houston? It's scary. He keeps his angels working hard. He keeps his angels working hard, keeping them safe. God protects fools and drunks. So what? Ugando? Maybe Duchess Kelly Love privatized his channel long enough to prove he doesn't live off AdSense and super chats. Content creators keep questioning his musical royalties. Okay. What's wrong with making a living on YouTube, though? I don't think anything wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong. I don't think there's anything wrong. Y'all don't give me super chat. I very rarely get that. I see some people, I don't know what the difference is, but some people get a whole lot of that. Super chats, and I mean, I ain't complaining about it. But some people just get a lot of that, and some people don't. I don't get a lot of that. But I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I mean, basically, I'm retired. This is just something else extra to do. Maybe I'll buy a new lamp or something like that, but it ain't like this is my the way I make a living. Or I'm not dependent on it. I ain't mad at it, though. Ain't nothing wrong with that, honey. If you can make your living, this is a form of entertainment. If you can do that, or supplement it. But a lot of people are laid off. I don't think Justice Kelly Love is working right now. So why wouldn't he make a living? You better get that shit back up on there too. Those few dollars count. You'll be at the end of the month saying, damn, I should have. Yes, child. And all this AdSense money is all a whole lot shorter too than it was. I don't know what, since this Corona started, you would think it'd be more, at least from AdSense, because people are home and they're online. Charles Dodson, no, it's not going to hit Houston directly. It's going to Lake Charles and the East Texas border town like Beaumont and Port Arthur. Okay. Well, we're praying for the state anyway. Texas. Y'all remember now, when y'all say y'all praying for something, just take a minute and just close your eyes and then pray for that place. So you're not making a mockery of God. All right? I say I'm praying for it, I'm praying for it. Don't take that much. Send up a word, honey. Some of us are living by prayer. Behind the throne, because you buy antiques. Not right now. Right now, I'm full up. Since I was a teenager, I've been saying, okay, that's enough. Everything's done. Then, you see something better, you just replace it. It goes on forever, honey. But I have been sticking close by the house since this thing started. And now most of the money goes to damn food. Every time I walk in that fucking store, I'm starting to get an attitude about it. Every time I walk into the Safeway store, I end up spending $70, $80. I can't believe it. I said, wait a minute. I just came here to get some milk and bread. I mean, I know how it goes. You're in there, so you need this, you need that, whatever. But I think everything is costing a lot more money. Right? And being a single person, I just don't cook. So, meals cost money. You're a young person, L? You have a class in the morning? All right. Yeah, that's one thing I do regret. I regret not going to college. But I couldn't go really. I was extremely dyslexic. So it was always going to be an issue for me. And if I had to kind of support a lot of people have, like I know a person with dyslexia who is a professor at San Francisco State. He gave me a whole page review on one of my books, The Epiphany. And we got to know each other. We became friends. But he had support. His mother was a professor herself, and they got him in the classes that he needed. So he was able to get a full education. I mean, I think I would just enjoy the atmosphere of minds, developing your mind and so forth. And my vocabulary is about like Trump's. Another guy never got an education. Well, no, they didn't even. There's no way. They never told me that I was dyslexic. I would learn dyslexic in the 80s when Oprah was having her show. She had people on there, and they were talking about dyslexia. And I said, God damn, that's it. That's it. That's it. What they described is dyslexia. So I was never formally. I mean, this is years later. I was probably 30 years, 20-some years old. But from that time on, I've recognized what dyslexia is. And then, of course, I've seen many tutorials. That's it. It's a reading difficulty. It's like staying on the page. It's like this thing I have about I can't pronounce words sometimes. Stuff like that. So that made it, college was not something I ever thought about, really. And even when I went to design school for interior design, when they got into the numbers, somehow or other they got scrambled in my mind. It was just hard for me. So that was not going to be my experience. But I've written 5 books, so it doesn't mean you're stupid. It just means you take a little more time to do things, There are many college support tools, but I didn't know I had a disability though. It was never diagnosed. We didn't talk about dyslexia then. Not back in the 70s. If I had a better understanding of myself, maybe I would, but I'd definitely have to work harder. And I don't know how much I would retain. Right? And then when I became gay, when I came out in the gay, everything became gay. It wasn't about no damn school. It was about going out to the clubs and partying. And later on doing drugs, having sex. That stuff took over, you know? So I love when I see young people who are taking care of their business and partying a little bit. Your life ain't supposed to be a party, right? Yeah. Yeah, the meth monster. Is that why I call people fire monster? I call it a meth monster. That is a monster, honey. If you can do anything in your life right, people, stay away from drugs. Stay away from meth, heroin, cocaine. Stay away from heavy drugs, hard drugs. Okay. L says, Nikki, I enjoy seeing James cleanups for all the mess, but James is undefeated. I don't know why that girl going after him, but I guess it's content. If you want to go out there with the wolves, honey, put your boxing gloves on and get out there. You're done, Steve Urkel? Are you a young person? Are you 30 or more? I mean, some people value education. They go and get their masters in their 50s. It ain't been no desire of mine. Yep. Read The Heart of Philadelphia. Hi, read The Heart of Philadelphia. I haven't heard from you in a while. You wrote 5 books without being that sounds. I found tools. There are tools to use, honey. Right? So I would write out, of course, these computers and things help a whole lot. But the thing about writing is you can take as long as you want. Love and Gospel Music, I spent 3 years on that book. I know no hurry. I'm retired, honey. But when you take the time to do it, it still comes out the same, right? As a person who did it in 1 year, did it real fast. It just depends on how your brain works. But now Word has where you can just talk. You can just what do you call that word? I told you I ain't got no words. But you can just dictate to Word and it'll write the words out for you. But I can't write that way. My brain doesn't work like that. I guess you can just sit back and just go through memory lane, just tell stories and stuff like that, and then go in there and correct it and make it to a story. You can do that. But I've tried it. Doesn't work for me. Hi, Mr. Blake. Hi, K-Far. Hey, Nikki. Did I speak to you? I got the greatest moderators. They're so good and thorough. Mm-hmm. You read it twice? Oh, okay. Well, thank you. Yeah, that old Myth Monster had a hell of a year. It sat around for a couple of years. At first, it was just people who I know read it, people in my church, my family, and people who had known me from the streets, stuff like that. And then when I got on YouTube, of course, people on here started looking into it. And then something went on with it when I made it into an audio book, some kind of promotional thing they had. And I was half of this year, I was making money. I mean, I was making $600-700 a month on it anyway. So Myth Monster worked out real well. But my other books, my fiction books, I'm still waiting for them to catch on. And I believe that they will. I believe they will. You can't get a dictation software. Do you have Word, Linda B? If you get the new Word, like I have the Word now where you paid, I think it's $99 a year. I never noticed it before, but it's on there now. I can just dictate, and it says exactly what I say. I think that it learns your voice, and it works. But you don't have to buy the whole word software. Before I had a disk, right? But I had a different computer, so I couldn't use the same disk on my new computer. So I had to buy Word. So I said, well, I'll just buy it for a year and see if I start writing again. So far, it ain't doing that well. But I noticed that you can't dictate on there now. You can dictate on a lot of things. You can dictate on your phone. There are things where you can, as you're walking, going to the grocery store, you can be writing your book as you're doing it, just by talking into your phone. So, hi, Lisa Murray. I'm doing fine. Okay, it's y'all's conversation. I can't. So try that, Linda B. It's a new thing. They didn't have it last year. Hi, everybody. Tim Tools for college, too. Yeah, I'm 62, baby. The college days is over for me. I spent my college years in the streets of San Francisco. I don't regret it, really. I mean, I guess I had fun. The big problem with just partying is you don't remember it. You don't have no memories, honey. Ain't no college memories, because most of the time you're out there, you were high on drugs. So all I get is flashbacks of bad things out there. And I dream in, not so much right now, but I dream about the streets. And I'm so happy when I wake up and I realize, oh, I'm still sleeping in my own bed. I ain't got to run from no police. Ain't nobody trying to kill me. It's wonderful to wake up. Oh, you right. Pimp was what's his name? What was that Pimp guy? He wrote several books. Text Speaks is free. Okay, Google Text Speaks is free. That's something to look into, Linda. I'm sorry. Lord. I have simple college memories. Yeah, not everybody in college is just getting educated either. Because when I'm seeing these fools out here partying and drunk, no mask, touching each other, I say a lot of people are having a lot of fun in college as well. Right? Tim62 is not old. Looking back on your journey, what would you have done differently? I would not have done drugs. That's it. I know that one easily. I would not have done drugs, honey. Oh my God, what the fuck? Who is this? AH20 just gave me $100. Praise Jesus. Tim, I watched you from the bushes, and this week is my last on YouTube. Back to work. You said something that inspired me. So I one stranger to another. Thank you. Thank you. That is, you have won the prize. When I first got on, what's your name? $100. Praise Jesus. I'm about to give me a new statue. AH20 is going back to work. Thank you, baby. I appreciate you. Male or female. I don't want to offend nobody calling you baby. But when I first got on live, someone gave me $100. And this is the second time in about a year. So thank you. I appreciate it. He was killed in 10 minutes. Yeah, who asked me that question? Dotson? What would I change? Is definitely drugs. Drugs change everything. I mean, I thought I was having a good time, but no, not that first 5 years, especially. No, I was homeless most of the time. Fortunately, I had an ex-lover who kept taking me back in. And I kept going back to jail, but it was a mess. It was a mess, sleeping in abandoned buildings and all that shit. I paid dues. And then when I started selling drugs, I mean, that wasn't no better because I couldn't stay on the streets. So you might say you had fun, but you only had fun 3 or 4 months a year. All the rest of the time, you sit on floors in waiting rooms in prison, in jails. It was terrible. So yeah, definitely, I would not have done drugs. Maybe I have another book in me about. I don't know. I think I told the story in Meth Monster. Maybe I could talk about life after that. But something spectacular has to happen first to make it interesting. Hey, Jerome, you since the Walter Hampton days? Lord. That was nice of her. Okay. It sure was. Alcohol chances everything to. Yeah, alcohol. I was alcoholic before. I found out about crystal meth in Alcoholics Anonymous. And I was 25 years old. I went in there at 25 years old. Me and my lover had broken up. And I found out about crystal meth by people coming in talking about it. And the main thing was they were having all this sex stuff. I was a kind of a prudish type person. I very rarely had sex with other people other than my lover, right? And so that drew me in. And when I relapsed on alcohol, I ended up on meth. But yeah, I was already a mess. I was already 25 in AA. But it was all about the bars then. That was gay to me. I didn't know about a life outside of the clubs. So I guess a lot of people do that, but not everybody becomes an alcoholic. And not everybody becomes a drug addict. Some people partied in the 70s, 80s, and they're doing fine now. You know, they just don't have that in them. Mm-hmm. Primo Wanda, do you have a P.O. box? No, I don't have one, Primo Wanda. Thanks for the thought, though. Challenges keep me grounded. Mm-hmm. Small, hard times. Oh, okay. You're talking to Lauren Maxwell. So you have a hearing issue behind the throne? Is that it? Yeah. So I imagine words were better for you then, because you can see them. Mm-hmm. You're giving up your mocha frappe, or what? I don't know. I have a hard time sounding out words. And there's so many machines now as far as writing goes. So many machines. I mean, so many spell checks. Then you give it to your editor, and they correct things, and then you give it to your copywriter. They'll correct things. By the time it comes out, it should come out right, But any writer does that. Nobody does not need an editor, except for maybe the dead person. I don't know. But you still need an editor. If you're Anne Rice, you eat, I don't know, any big writer, you still need an editor. You still need a proofreader. So whatever. The big thing about writing books is you can do it in your own time. I wish I could get inspired. I don't know how to make it happen, though. It just came to me one day. One day I just hopped out of bed and started writing a book. That was Mythbuster. And after that one, I just kept writing for 12 years. I wrote for 12 years, damn near every day. And now it's gone. So, oh, well, maybe it's because I'm locked up. I can't get inspired by anything. Some books you get inspired. I got inspired by the book Muse, because there was a guy underneath the subway who had this beautiful, he was a homeless guy. You can tell he was homeless, like from Tennessee somewhere, his white dude, but he had this beautiful voice. And that inspired me to write the book, The Muse, meaning the guy up under there, right? So you can get inspired by anything, but I don't think I'm seeing that much outside my window. But you still things, you see things on television, you see stuff, Yes, Charles Dodson. Yes, it was me who asked. Sex, drugs, partying can be a huge. Some people come out of it and some people don't. There are people here right now on Haight Street that are still hippies. I'll tell you no lie. They're walking around just like they're hippies, long hair all down the thing, beards and all this shit, hippie clothes and all that. Some people never come out of it, And some people go on and become, Wall Street giants. But the problem is, you don't know. Best thing is, just like Nancy said, honey, just say no. Say no to any hard drugs. And sometimes the way they catch you is, because I found meth because I was drunk. My problem was getting drunk and being sloppy, right? So I wasn't even enjoying myself because I got drunk so fast. And this one dude, he gave me crystal meth. I remember about the first time I bought it, I bought $10 worth. Changed my whole world. If I had not, but it made me sober was the big thing, right? So it solved a big problem I was having. Because my problem was I kept getting too drunk. This drug made me instantly sober, right? But it ended up costing me 17 years of my life. So you don't know what you're going to get. Best thing is don't do any hard drugs at all. Be a square. If that means you got to remove yourself from certain environments, do it. I got to have my caramel and my extra whipped cream. Lauren, you're a blessed person. All you got to worry about is frappuccinos and things, honey. Chanel Taste. On what kind of budget? Where is that? I got Chanel Taste on a Kmart budget. You can still be classy on a Kmart budget. You can go to Goodwill, honey. If you know how to dress. If you know how to dress, you can go to Goodwill and be flawless. Right? You got to know how to dress, though. You got to know how to spot quality and stitches and things like that. A good person, you can't tell they ain't got no money. Depends on how much you're into clothes and stuff like that, you know. That's where I am, but... Well, thank you, Almond Brown. Oh, it's HAH20. All right, HAH20 going back to work, honey. You must have a good job. You can be so generous. You're blessed. Stay safe. You know, wear all your equipment, honey. There does seem to be a little bit of softening with this corona, but it's just a tiny micro. I mean, we ain't out of no trouble because then 2 days later, it got hot somewhere else. I miss Kmart. Well, I know what women use a lot of discount stores because they buy so much. They buy so many clothes and stuff. You go to the department store, most of the department store is women's. Men just got a little small department. The women are constantly buying stuff. So I can see you going to discount place. If you can, it just depends on your taste. If you have good taste, you can shop anywhere. You are 26 and bisexual. Damn, you are a good time. Charles Dobson, I'm hoping I'll get inspired by something. I knew when I wrote the last book in Love and Gospel Music, I mean, it's a great series, but I just knew it was done. Now I didn't start it. I'm in chapter 3, but I'm not really into the story anymore. The story is over. It's just like Empire. At some point, it's just over, honey. Now, I don't know why the hell they ended Greenleaf, because I didn't feel like that story was over. It could have went on a couple more years. But they wanted to leave on a high note. It's like Sopranos, which I love. They left as one of the best series on television or on cable. Yeah, but something inspires you, though. You can grab onto something. I fluctuate. I said, should I tell nonfiction or fiction? I think nonfiction, you need a story to tell, though, right? Now, my experience has been is nonfiction is so great for me. You know, people they're inspired by these stories of deliverance. That's what I consider my drug issue. I am delivered. That is my language for life because God delivered me. But just to pick a story out of the sky, I don't know. You'd have to be an expert at something or I've lived something. I've certainly lived in them streets, though, so I should. I think a part of me just doesn't want to go back to the streets. I just moved to Atlanta and the pandemic is real. The hospitals are full and people are dying. I feel you, Jade. I went to Atlanta. When we came out of Atlanta, it was just starting to lock the cities down, including California, where you couldn't work places unless you were essential. But I came in there with fear and trembling. And it's also why I didn't go to Florida. Jade, wear a mask at all times. And if you feel comfortable, get you some gloves. That's what I do. Because even though they say just wash your hands, when you go into the supermarket, everything you touch, somebody else has touched. So I feel more comfortable buying gloves. And the gloves is only $10 a box. You get 100 of them. So they're $10. So I go through 2 or 3 pairs a day, just walking the dog. I know it's not necessary because all I'm pushing is the button on the elevator and my door handle. But I just feel safe. Why not wear them? You know, and hopefully we can get through this thing. But we got to get somebody else in charge other than Donald Trump. He come out here making up some goddamn cure a day before he starts his convention. He's done everything wrong, broke every rule. Hi, Miss Chicago. Oh, a Chicago person likes me. Okay. Miss Chicago 63. Love you. I love you, honey, because you love me. Right. Let me say, since we've been together, oh, loving you forever is what I need. You make me feel so brand new. Ooh, nah. All right, people, we've been on here oh my God, we're in an hour and a half. A new record. Thanks for coming in, guys. It's always good to talk to you guys. We want to thank Wally for showing up. Hope they'll work out their problem. Y'all can see the dog. You see him walking around? There he is. See how he's comfortable? That's a good life to be a dog. Just lay around and get treats all day. He's waiting on his chicken. I got to make him some chicken now. Corona testing. Okay. All right, people. Thanks for coming in. Talk to you guys tomorrow. Later.